Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm in a new venue today because we have finished decorating the studio, which we took the opportunity to do while in lockdown. So I've got some fabulous pictures on the wall of waves, the sea and a nice blue sky. Hope you're all well. I'm going to do a routine today concentrating on your abdominals. So hopefully you've done a little bit of a warm-up. I'm quite warm already, having just done a one-to-one on FaceTime. So we're going to start on hands and knees. Making sure the hands are underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and bring your spine into neutral. Try not to let the shoulders drop. I'm going to do a little bit of swimming in this position. So breathe in as you breathe out. Slowly lift, opposite arm and leg. Breathe in, release, and change. Don't worry too much about the height of the limbs. Keep them quite low. But concentrate on trying to keep your body as still as you can. If you're a little bit weak in one hip, you may well find that your body weight will lean over onto that hip, that way. But try and keep it as still as possible. Breathe out and breathe in. If you turn your arm as you lift it, take your thumb to the ceiling. It makes it a little bit easier on the shoulder. Now I'm going to try and hold that up position. And then float arm and leg out, bring them back, and replace. And repeat on the other side. Now don't worry about the height of the leg, just focus on how it feels within your hip. Use your tummy muscles, keep pulling in gently, remember not too tight. And breathe through it. Breathe out to lift, breathe in. Breathe out. You might find your toe ends up touching the floor, that's okay. It's about the hip and your core, not the height of the leg. Excellent, last one. And then relax, sit back on the heels and relax into child pose. So coming down onto your tummy and pop your arms down by your side. So forehead on the mat, chin tucked in, have a roll and just relax into the floor. Try and let your legs go. So if you can let those heels flop to relax your glutes, all the better. Makes your back work a little bit more. So engage your tummy, breathe in as you breathe out. Lift the chest, head, shoulders and hands. Hold, breathe in and breathe out. So let go of the legs, try and relax them, reach the hands to your ankles, breathe into the ribs, and out. Not the easiest one to do at all at the same time. Now we're going to add a little arm movement, so floating the arms out to the side. Make sure you've got plenty of room. So lift, still try and relax the legs, hold, float the arms out. You might want to go round above your head, bring them back to shoulder level, back to the hips and lower. How far it goes up to you, you don't have to go all the way around if you find it's too much. But try not to let your shoulders lift, keep them down, and try not to stick your chin out, keep your chin tucked in. There's always that temptation to look at your hands. Try not to. And last time. And rest. Lovely. Pop the hands underneath your forehead. Have a breather. Straighten the legs up, squeeze your buttocks, press your hips into the mat. I'm going to do prone leg raises. Breathe out to lift, breathe in to lower. And change. Just alternating left and right at this point. But keeping the hips pressing down. So you don't want to feel that your pelvis is lifting or rolling as you lift the legs. So just squeeze and press your hips into the floor. Now let's try, do one more, both legs together. So lift and lift. Relaxing the shoulders if you can. Okay, 2 more. Now let's take it up a level. We're going to try and add the upper body to it as well. So keep your hands underneath your forehead. As you lift both legs, lift the chest, head, shoulders and arms. And quite tough. Tummy in, breathe out. Breathe out to lift, hold, breathe in, breathe out to lower, as normal. So it's a bit like your diamond press, breathing in and out. Last one. And rest. Release your back. So push up onto hands and knees and into cat stretch. So very, very gentle. Arching your spine, tucking in the chin and your tailbone. And then take it the other way, very carefully. And again, arch the spine. And then let it drop. Excellent. Okay, let's turn over. So I'm on your back. I've got a pair of weights that I'm going to use today. These are optional. You don't have to use them if you don't want to. You have enough weight in your arms anyway. I've got 1 kilogram weights today. I'm just going to pop them either side of my hips. If you're at home and haven't had access to weights, remember you can use a couple of cans of baked beans or tomatoes, or make your own weights with some rice or sugar. So check your into neutral, shoulders down, have a feel. And just be aware that you haven't tucked your heels in too close. We're going to start with the 100 in this position. So deep breath in as you breathe out, lift the feet one at a time into tabletop. Knees above the hips, shin parallel to the ceiling. Look for the right angle at the knees. Press the shoulders back and down. Use your ribs, use these arms. Hold and breathe for 10 long, slow breaths. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you could drop the feet slightly and just let your knees drift away, but just watch you're not arching in here. If you're going to try that option, you can completely relax the feet, but don't let them drop, and just take the knees away. So you'll feel it start to challenge your abs right down at the bottom. If it starts to make you shake, then lift your feet back up, bring your knees back above the hips. Still works those abs, just takes the pressure off a little bit. If you feel your spine is arching, obviously, come back to tabletop. If that's too much, go back to 1 foot in the air and 1 foot on the floor. So maximum of 10 breaths. And then come back down when you're finished. There's no right or wrong length of time which to do that. Listen to your body. Stretch to release. Always after 100. Excellent. Now, bending your knees so the feet are flat on the floor. We're going to use the little weights. Optional, remember. Arms up in front. So a couple of shoulder drops just to relax those shoulders and try and flatten them to the floor. Keeping the pelvis still, so stretch up, lift the shoulders off the mat and let them drop. And again, reach up and drop. Lovely. So we're going to do some arm circles. Slowly take your arms over your head and circle the arms all the way around to your hips and back up in front. Nice and slowly. As your arms go over your head, watch for the spine arching and your ribs sticking up. Press your rib cage gently into the floor. Move the arms slowly. As big a circles as you can manage, so if you brush the hands on the floor, that's okay. just watch the chin doesn't start to lift and your head tilts. Keep pressing the chin towards the throat, but try not to compress your throat. And move slowly. 2 more. I don't tend to encourage specific breathing with this, as it does make you go too quickly. So just breathe normally, but do breathe into the ribs so you can engage your abs to keep the lower half of the body still. And back up. Excellent. Now I'm just going to pop the weights down and pop both hands behind your head so that you're cradling the back of your head. Check your feet are not too close, so almost take them out a little bit, but make sure they're hip width distance apart. We're going to just for abdominal curl. So engage your tummy, try not to squeeze your bum. Breathe in as you breathe out, cradling the head with your hands, lift the chest and shoulders, and breathe in lower. You should be able to see your elbows and the corners of your eyes. Don't be pulling forward. Try and keep the elbows out to the side. Be aware of maintaining neutral. So as you curl up, don't let the lower back press your back into the mat. Try not to rock the pelvis backwards. This is the Pilates way of doing an abdominal curl. So if you've been a bit of a gym bunny, try and concentrate on relaxing the glutes and not tilting your pelvis. 1 more. That's 6. Okay, now we're going to hold that abdominal curl and then lift 1 foot to extend the leg, bend the knee, put foot down, head down. Other side. And down. Keep going. Adding an extra breath, but just breathing really as you need to. Try and avoid holding your breath. Now you can stay at that level, or we can take it up. So what I'm going to do is to hold that abdominal curl, lift the feet back to tabletop, hold that curl, and then alternate extending and returning the legs. Aim for 5 on each side, if possible. This is quite tough. Keep your chest lifted, try and initiate it from here. Breathing out. That's 2. And down. Oh, hug your knees in tight. You can feel that one work. It's a gentle roll from side to side. And then stretch. Well done. Nicely done. Quite a toughie. So we're going to do another one. We're going to add an oblique twist this time. So with your legs bent, pop your hands back behind your head. Lifting the feet is optional this time round. So to just go through your oblique abdominal curl, again just watch the feet not too close to the hips. Curl up, hold and twist. Center, down. Lift, twist, center, down. Try and avoid the elbow coming in. Focus shoulder to opposite hip, not elbow to knee. So if you've got long arms and long legs, you can do that actually using your abdominals. But we want to target those obliques. To make it more challenging, lift the feet into tabletop. Lift up, twist, center, down. Lift, twist, center, down. And rest. Lovely, well done. Quite a toughie. Knees in and a little gentle roll. Okay. Roll onto your side, have a weight to reach. Use your arm as a pillow, cradle the head, whatever feels comfortable. Legs slightly forward so you can see your toes. So we're going to squeeze your legs together, point the toes and lift and hold. Then take your hand with or without the weight to your thigh. Now concentrate on the balance. So turn the palm up on that underarm if you've got the arm extended. Keep lengthening and stretching through both legs, keep the bottom leg lifted, and float both arm and leg up and low, 10 times. So 3, 4, watch the balance, 5, concentrate on keeping that bottom leg lifted, 5 more, 4, 3, 2, last one, excellent. Lower the legs down, bend the top leg forward, keep your hips stacked. If you've got a half roller or a cushion, you might want to just prop that leg up. I'm just going to let mine come down, and repeat with the bottom leg. So lift and lower, 10 times up and down. So getting into that inner thigh as you lift and lower. So 5, last set, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and rest. Excellent. Bend your knees. Line up your heels with your tailbone, and then have one arm out in front, with or without the weight, your choice. So we're going to press the knees together and press them into the floor. Breathe in as you breathe out, lift that arm up and float it behind you. I'm actually going to change my arm position to catch my head as I twist. Bring it back and down in front. You can do this with your head on a block, both arms out in front if it's more comfortable. Just catch the head with the hand, concentrate more on taking that arm back behind you, letting the head go with it. Breathe in and breathe out, return. And 3. You can do it with or without a weight, your choice. Actually quite a little bit harder with the weight because you feel it wants to pull your legs with you. Press the knees down, use your tummy, press your hips forward. And back, well done, let's do one more. Nice and slowly. And return. Excellent. So pop the weight down. Let's just do a little bit more with the legs in this position. So keep your hand on the mat this time, or pop it to the hip to make sure your pelvis doesn't hitch upwards or roll forward. Keep your bottom leg on the floor and your feet together, and just float the top knee up and down. So it's your lateral thigh opener, or clam, oyster if you're posh, whatever you want to call it. But try and keep this still. Pull in firmly. Really good for these muscles down here, this exercise, especially when your legs are in this position. And aim for 10 repetitions. Another 5. And 4. 3. 2. Last one. Excellent. Reach down, grab hold of the foot for your quad stretch to release. And pop the hand down, grab the heel, this is optional, and get a nice stretch as you pull that leg up. And then relax. Great, let's do that on the other side. So take a weight with you. Stretch your legs out, make sure you can see your toes, hand on the floor in front. Squeeze the legs together and lift and hold. Point your toes, lengthen and stretch. Then take the arm with or without the weight to your thigh. So we're going to work arm and leg together. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in lower. Keep that bottom leg lifted. And take your time. That's 7, 3 more. And last one. Excellent. Lower the legs down, bend the top leg, and repeat with the bottom leg. So lift and lower. Again, keep the pelvis still, hips stacked. Nearly there, last 2, 9, and 10. Excellent. Okay, cradling the head or arms out in front, head on a pillow, weight in front for your chest opener. Squeeze the knees together, line up the heels with your tailbone, and float the arm up, catch the head with the hands, and slowly back. So breathe out to lift. Watch the weights not pulling you backwards if you're using that weight. And 4. And 5. And 10. Well done. Quad stretch. Oh, nearly missed your lateral thigh opener, not typical. Okay, so arm out in front. Sorry, arm out above your head again, hand on the hip, feet together, and repeat your lateral thigh opener. So 10 repetitions. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keeping the hips still, don't let it roll, so use that hand to let you know whether your body's moving. 3, feet together. 2, and 1. Excellent. Quad stretch again. Nice stretch always. And if you want to, pop your hand down in front, grab hold, and pull. And then relax it down. Lovely. Okay, come up into sitting. Legs out in front. So with or without the weights, we're going to do some full roll-ups. If you just want to do a half one, I'll show you the easier version. Arms out in front, just tilt, go halfway, hold, arms over your head, bring them down, round forward, sit up straight, forward into spine stretch, and back up to sitting. Harder option, all the way down, arms over your head, circle them round, tuck in the chin, reach as you peel up, sit up straight, and go forward. Stretch. Back up to sitting down. Remember, if you struggle with your full roll-up, just stick with the easier option. It's not necessarily about going all the way down. If you want to try it though, do feel free to pop something into the small of your back to push against as you come up. So you're getting a sense of using your abs and pressing the back into the mat to help you get up. Beautiful. One more. And don't worry if you think, oh, I'll never get this. It really is not necessarily about achieving the full thing. It's forward as best you can at whatever level you can. So pop your weights down, take your feet wide, mat width apart or slightly wider. Just pop your left hand behind, reach the right arm up to the ceiling, then reach across towards your left foot. See if you can grab hold and pull, but use the hand behind you and push your body forward. You might be just at your ankle or your knee, but try and pull yourself forward as you push. And then come out a bit gently, repeat to the other side. And release once more on each side. And last time. You may well find the second time round you get a little bit closer to your legs. No, I definitely do. Okay, let's bend the knees, lie back down, and we'll just finish off with a few bridges, with or without the weights. Feet a little bit closer to your hips this time, gently into neutral. So off you go, tilt the pelvis, squeeze your buttocks, lift your hips up into bridge. Hold, squeeze your bum, press your hips to the ceiling, take both arms over your head, with or without the weights. Keep your feet firm on the floor and roll down slowly. Roll back to neutral and then bring your arms back. Straighten to the next one, so trying to encourage a flowing movement. Okay, we're going to add the feet. So this time, come up into bridge, hold. As you take your arms over your head, lift your heels. Keep your heels lifted, it means you can come just that little bit higher up through the body, and then roll back down. Slowly, so getting a little bit more mobility into your spine. Roll back to neutral, and pop the heels down. As you bring your hands back, again with or without weights, your choice. Well done, let's do one more. Excellent, well done. Okay, let's finish off with the hip flexor stretch. Pull one knee in and slide the other leg out. And hold. And change legs. Pop the soles of the feet together, let your knees drop out to the side, just for that inner thigh stretch, and just relax into it. Bringing the knees together, last stretch. One foot across the knee, both hands through behind your thigh, head down and pull. And change legs.
rush to your feet. Hope you've enjoyed that nice little routine. It's about half an hour, which is quite nice. So you can get back out and enjoy the lovely weather we're having at the moment. Take care everyone. Please do subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. It is free. All you have to do is put your email address and a password into it, but they don't charge you anything. Hope to see you again soon. Take care everyone. Bye.